Hey everybody, it's Tiffany here again from Tac-Con. This time coming to you not just as your host for Meet the Trainers, but also as an actual trainer. I am very excited to be presenting this year with Akil Kadir, and we're going to introduce ourselves. I'll start. Again, my name is Tiffany Johnson, and I have a bit of an atypical background with firearms in that I did not grow up around guns. First time I ever had a gun in my hand was in my early 20s, which was a long time ago. So I'm a bit of a late bloomer, and it's just by sheer coincidence that the first gun class I ever walked into was a class put on by Tom Givens. I didn't know who Tom was at the time, but here I am almost 20 years later, having trained with Tom extensively and taken just about every class that he offers. And it was through Tom that I got my first instructor certification. I've since gotten certified through the NRA in a number of different disciplines. And it was also through Tom's instructor training that I was able to meet all of the wonderful trainers at Tac-Con. And I've trained with many of them. And I also got to train with and get to know Akil through Tom. And I'm lucky enough that Akil invited me to join his instructor cadre. So now I do most of my teaching. In addition to helping with Range Master, I do most of my teaching with Citizen Safety Academy, which is Akil's training company. So with that, I'll pass it to you to introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Akil Kadir. And unlike Tiffany, I did grow up around firearms. I grew up in an urban environment, though, religiously conservative, but politically liberal. My father was an NRA instructor, and he got me started very early. Spent 25 years teaching civilians and law enforcement, and now I own the lead instructor at Citizen Safety Academy. And we've kind of positioned ourselves to be gateway instructors to try and bring more people from different walks of life into the firearms training community.
So that point about gateway instructors, I think, is really important, and that's kind of what led to Akil and I coming up with the idea for this session at TacCon. The name of our class is The Changing Face of the Industry. And the reason why we wanted to talk about how the industry's face is changing is because we've seen that firsthand in our classes, and particularly at the level where we teach. Like Akil said, we're gateway. We consider ourselves gateway instructors, meaning we are the on-ramp for people who are transitioning from no training to, okay, maybe I should incorporate some regular training into my lifestyle. And so we think that at that level, it's really important that we are particular about how we communicate to our audiences. And we started seeing evidence that our communication strategies have paid off in that they have attracted folks to come back for more training as opposed to pushing people away or alienating people. We've also gotten feedback that aligns with some of the research that we've seen recently, more formal research from people like John Lott and from NSSF about the best ways to bring more people into the tent, so to speak. If you're like me and Akil, you've probably noticed that the gun community tends to kind of preach to the choir. We have a tendency to become a bit of an echo chamber. And while that's great, and there is definitely social and professional value in, having a tribe, we also want to be careful that that tribalism doesn't turn into a sort of insular bubble where we prevent ourselves from growing, because Akil and I believe firmly that the only way we can secure the future of the Second Amendment is to allow our community to grow, is for us to be as attractive to folks on the outside as we are to our colleagues and our peers on the inside. So believe me, if you're worried that this is going to turn into the sort of cheesy, gimmicky, feel-good, tree-huggy diversity training, sensitivity training that you get in corporate America, this is not that. I promise you, we will not do that to you, I swear. But we do want to talk to everyone there about how we can broaden the tent, about what we can do to welcome more people into the Pro 2A community. And that's not just for instructors. It's obviously, yes, for instructors, but not just for instructors. It's also for vendors, if you have any kind of product or service to sell to the general public, and also just for regular everyday folks. If you ever have conversations about the Second Amendment that end up, devolving into little mini wars or going way off the rails when you never intended that, we're hoping to offer some tools and tips and strategies for more constructive dialogue around this very divisive issue. And so we're going to hopefully help each other to navigate those waters more effectively.
Yes, the firearms training community is by and large very welcoming. And I'd like to talk to you guys about or start a dialogue about what we can do to get more people from different walks of life into our wonderful community here so that people can know how great it is. That's it.
Awesome. Our class is on Sunday afternoon from 3 to 5. So if you're still around, your flight hasn't left yet, please join us for the Changing Face of the Industry, 3 p.m. on Sunday. We will see you in New Orleans.
See you there.